Hello, my name is Cindy Matalucci, and you're watching The Pulse, where we get the 411 on all the latest and greatest things to do in this amazing city, San Diego. From the newest bars and restaurants to the chicest boutiques, to the gyms and the trainers that are getting the people of this city buff 365 days a year, to the place you want to go to get your spa on. I'm exploring it all for you, and of course, having fun along the way. So, come with me while we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego. This episode of The Pulse was brought to you by Windus Fernandez Brinkkord from Trilogy Financial Services. For all your financial needs, Windus and her team have got you covered. On today's episode, we start our show with our financial expert, Windus Fernandez Brinkkord from Trilogy Financial Services. Windus gives you her financial advice and all her financial predictions for 2022. We then head out on location to Barrel and Board in Hillcrest, a next-level cocktail and food experience from the creators of Moe's Universe and Gossip Grill. We end our show with an exclusive interview with John Hyatt from the Irish Congress of Southern California to talk about the 2022 St. Patrick's Day Parade happening on March 12th and what you can expect. We've all been stressed about finances lately, especially after the last 2 years. We have so many questions we want answered, and what can we expect in the new year? Well, have no fear, our financial expert, Windus Fernandez Brinkkord from Trilogy Financial, is here. Check this out. We have a great show for you today. Everyone has been stressed out about finances, especially for the last 2 years. But have no fear, my next expert has got answers for you. We're so happy to welcome back to the show, Windus Fernandez Brinkkord from Trilogy Financial Services. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me again. I love coming back. I love the time.
We love having you here because we always feel so much better when you leave. So we have to start out. The past 2 years have undoubtedly been the most shocking and unsettling period for investors since the global financial crisis of 2008 and 2009. So first, you guys, we had the pandemic, right? Next to the bitterly partisan election, then the pandemic's second wave, and now a 40-year high in inflation. So you've been doing this for a long time. You've been in the industry, you've seen a lot of things happen. How are you feeling about 2022?
I think 2022 may be a volatile year, but will likely actually be potentially a year of growth. I don't see anything that's really going to long-term drag the markets down. Yes, we have noise on the Russian-Ukraine front. That's definitely caused me to be looking forward to the weekend this weekend. And yes, inflation's at a 40-year high. However, if you look back 40 years, the high 40 years ago was a very different high. So we do have some concerns on the inflation front and how the Fed is going to raise rates, how fast they're going to raise rates. There's definitely concern in the market, but I don't believe this is the year where we'll have a recession due to that concern.
Okay, well,
probably still some growth.
That's good. So financial advising, it's got to be a little different in today's environment than it's been in the past, right?
Well, I think actually, no, I don't think it is different necessarily today than it is in the past. What's different is that everyone feels like this is a unique time period, but if you go back to the 70s and the oil crisis, and every time period has its own set of challenges to overcome. If you go back 20 years to 9/11, there have been a lot of things this country has gone through, and the markets have gone through because of that. Okay. So it's really making sure that people are investing for the correct time horizon for themselves.
So I want to talk about some trends that are happening. So a lot of people are rethinking retirement, right? Because they had a lot of time to spend at home during the pandemic.
I actually had some retirees go back to work, and they were like, I can't do anything. Why did I retire?
Well, yeah, and so people were at home. They're like, okay, I could see what my life could be. Maybe I want to redo my home, those kind of things. So what do you think? What's the big picture in planning for that now?
Oh.
Is that different now, would you say?
Yeah, what is different is that interest rates, actually, as the Fed raises interest rates, you'll actually get interest on money in the bank now, where we haven't had interest really being paid on money in the bank. And in the past, we used to use a lot of bonds for a safe haven for clients for their short duration money. There was one economist used to call cash trash because it wasn't earning anything for you. That might actually shift. And therefore, for some of that home improvement money, you may want to start to look at, after the Fed starts to raise rates, you may want to actually start to look at money market accounts again. It's a good safe haven, and it may be a good time to integrate it into your portfolio.
I love that. And then bucket list living, that's a big trend, right? Because people want to travel again. They want to do things again.
And there's like this like reaction to that because so many people didn't travel for so long. And I think this might be a year where we start to see people ramp up their travel spending again.
So they need to start investing now. Would they invest in something different for a short term?
Well, right. Like if you have money that you're going to be using, under a year, you don't have a lot of real safe options right now outside of the bank.
Okay.
Again, I really do think there'll be a lot of volatility. So even though I believe that the market will grow this year, I wouldn't park money I needed in the market this year.
Okay. So it's available to you.
Right.
Okay. So, I love my stats. We're going to talk about inflation a little bit. We sort of already did, but California inflation is at a 40-year high. It's costing us a lot of money. People are freaking out about rent, right? About food. Energy skyrocketed, I think 7.5% according to La Jolla Patch in the last 40 years. So it's a level we haven't seen apparently in a long time. So people are panicking. In California, I know residents have some of the highest prices. And then also, let's talk about the home prices, right? Because the median is like over 800,000. So for you, what do you think? Is it a good time to continue to buy at these prices? Like how are you feeling?
So obviously everyone comes at this from a different perspective, and you're asking for my perspective. My perspective is that the Fed is going to raise rates pretty aggressively in the next 2 years. And although I don't believe we'll see 7 rate hikes this year, I think it's possible we'll see 5. It's pretty safe to say we're going to see 4 to 5 this year.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, money is going to be a lot more expensive. So what you can afford to buy today is going to be different in a year from now. So inventory still remains low in the housing market. I do see that we're staying for a few months, but there's a good chance that as people start to list houses and the rates start to go up, that investors won't be able to buy as much. They'll feel differently about that payment on a monthly basis. Okay. A 1% difference is a big deal on your mortgage.
Yeah.
It can be very cost prohibitive.
So what are your clients asking you? Are they still kind of thinking being aggressive in your portfolio is still a strategy, or has that changed?
It really does come down to the time horizon you have to invest and your risk tolerance. So like the joke that I made earlier between us about maybe not opening your statements when things are volatile, that's a real thing. Like if seeing volatility bothers you, I wouldn't open my statements at this point. I would just kind of let it go for a minute. Because what you don't want to do is sell after the market's gone down. You've already committed to that investment strategy, and the only way you recover your money is by seeing that commitment all the way through. Markets will go back up. I have a particularly aggressive risk tolerance, so like I'm totally risky and I don't mind, because I know in 5 years from now we're going to look back and it will have made more sense to have just stayed aggressive. But some people are very conservative, and those individuals should have been conservative prior to this.
Okay. So do you have advice for the younger generation or the millennials? Because I know they're, just starting to invest maybe.
Oh yeah.
What can they do?
Well, I do believe that millennials should really think about a diversified portfolio. So even though I would tell a millennial or the generation after that's starting to invest, like I would still stay all stock. But I think we've not integrated in the international markets a lot in the last 10 years, and everyone is like addicted to the S&P 500. But a newsflash is that no investment outpaces everything forever. And after 10, 11 years of the S&P 500 beating everything, I think it's probably going to see a shift. And if you go to the 10 years prior, the S&P was negative over a 10-year period of time. So again, if you really should make sure that you're diversifying and not getting sucked into one index. Do I still have time to say anything else? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I would also say the addiction in the younger generation to the crypto market, I'm not allowed to advise on the crypto market. It's not a federally regulated instrument. So this is more of just a perspective. Make sure you're diversifying. All of your eggs should never be in one asset. You should never say like, this is the best thing since sliced bread or whatever it is. It's about diversification in the end.
I love that. I know, because crypto is always a big thing that everybody's talking about it. So before we go with you, is there any last piece of advice? I know you have clients, a different range of clients. So is there any piece of advice you could give?
A lot of people have approached me and said this time is different, like the US is in chaos. And, I guess the piece of advice I would give is go back and read your history books. Yes, we are in a challenging time, but it's not like we haven't had other challenging times. And it's about taking a step back, maybe doing a little meditation, this
Little
too
be
shall
like,
pass.
have a glass of wine, be
Yes.
like that. Okay, so you are so gracious. You're offering our viewers an exclusive 30-minute complimentary consultation. So what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
They can visit us on the website, the trilogyfs.com/Windus, and reach out to me directly.
And we have all the links up there. If you have questions for Windus, we can get those answered. Well, I feel better already. So we love having you on the show.
Thanks.
Thank you for being here today. For more information on Windus and how to book a complimentary 30-minute consult with her, you can go to trilogyfs.com/advisor/Windus. We'll have everything on the website. Don't touch that remote because when we come back, we're taking you inside Hillcrest's chicest new spot. When I want to go out for a night on the town, I'm constantly looking for ambiance and yummy food. A good wine selection is also on the top of my list. Well, Barrel and Board does not disappoint and checks all my boxes on the perfect spot for cocktails and food. And we are taking you inside. Watch this. Hey everybody, it's Cindy Matalucci, your host of The Pulse and Live with Cindy. You know how I'm always looking for ambiance and great food and wine selection? Well, today I'm taking you to the place you need to check out. At Hillcrest, San Diego, we're at Barrel and Board. It's a chic, next-level cocktail and food experience brought to you by the creators of Moe's Universe. And today, we're gonna take you inside. Are you ready? Let's do it. I am in one of my favorite places in Hillcrest. I'm with Mo Gurdon. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
We are in Barrel and Board. Okay, this is chic, next-level cocktail and food experience. You've been around for a long time in this industry. I wanted to get your inspiration for opening this place.
Well, you know, it all kind of happened by accident. One of our other restaurants was kind of looking for a backup plan during COVID, and we got a phone call from the previous owners here that were interested in selling it, and we saw it and we couldn't turn it down. So we just had to kind of we had this fabulous space and we had to create a concept to go in this space. Couldn't pass this up.
It's amazing, and we're in the Paris-themed elegant room. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's dripping with candelabras and candles and chandeliers. And you said everything in this room is from like, what, the 16th century or something?
Some of the chandeliers, we have some chandeliers over here that date back to the 1600s. Most are 1800s, but this whole section is like the vintage section. And everything in here, as far as decor-wise, is from Paris.
Well, and I heard a story that you started your career in 2000 as a security girl and a door girl at the Flame, and then worked your way up.
Worked every position.
And now, I mean, with Moe's Universe, you guys operate a lot of different locations.
Yeah, we've grown. We now have seven locations. We have 6 of those in 2.5 blocks.
Oh my gosh.
And 3 of them on a corner, like across from each other.
So you're busy.
Well, you know, we like a good challenge.
Well, let's talk about what people can expect when they come in here, because it can be an event venue, right? There's a lot of things that you do. There's different rooms, there's the patio. So what can people expect?
It's surprisingly big. From the outside, it looks so much smaller, but when you actually come in here, it's got a good size. So we've got 4 different rooms. We do private events, we do catering, we have a DJ tonight, special sets and live entertainment. So yeah, I mean, that's just, we offer, we can do just about anything. But when you walk in, it's just sexy. It's just dripping in sex appeal. It's beautiful, it's stunning. It's just dripping in candles and all amber lighting and of course gold disco balls.
Oh yeah,
You know, you can't go wrong with that.
You can't not have that. So let's talk about the food and the experience here, because I've had the charcuterie boards, amazing.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your menu.
Yeah. So originally with this concept, we were hoping COVID was going to be over. So we're like, let's really focus in on boards and shareable and gathering and making experiences and being with one another again. Didn't quite work out like that, but we went ahead with the concept. It's working for us. Everything is served on a board. So that's number 1. For the most part, everything is shareable. We specialize in charcuterie boards, prosciutto boards, you name it boards, dessert boards, entree boards, salad boards, vegan boards, etc.
The Mediterranean board is delicious.
Love the balsamic little caviar pieces and the homemade pesto.
It's so good. And you guys just launched a new brunch menu, which I'm excited about, drinks and food.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
I can't tell you how good the brunch is. It is so good. I keep telling people, I'm like, it's so good, but it is so good. Yeah, so we only have, I think, 5 or 6 boards right now. But we have like a Fox and Lox and the best tres leches French toast. Unbelievable. So yeah, that's my favorite.
And then the Ariana Grande and the names of your drink.
Yep, so all the drinks are named after powerful women song titles from powerful women. So we have like 34 post 35, or Ariana Grande, but we also have I'm Every Woman from Whitney Houston, Gold Dust Woman.
Gold Dust Woman, which I'm gonna drink in a second. We're gonna talk about that. Okay, so let's talk about the cocktail menu because you're so good with the cocktail menu.
Thank you.
I know that's your specialty, and the wines, and you have such a great wine list. I'm always so picky about where I find my wines, and I love your wine selection here. So you made us the Gold Dust Woman. So tell us about what's in here.
Gold Dust Woman is with Humboldt Organic Vodka. It is one of my absolute favorite vodkas to work with. They're in Humboldt, California. So we had that with Jaffard's Peach and some actual gold luster dust, lemon juice, grapefruit juice, some syrup, you know,
And
give it a good shake.
So beautiful, just the presentation. And then this one is the Queen.
The Queen, yes. So the Queen is made with Violette and Empress gin, which actually has that peach flower in it, so it turns colors when it hits citrus. So of course you throw a little citrus in there and we top it with some Prosecco.
Well, and it's like a French 75.
Yes.
It's like sort of
Kind
your,
of an 88 or French 75.
it's so good. And it's the Queen, so you gotta check that out. Okay, so what do people do if they wanna book you? If they wanna come out for an event, what's the best way to find you guys?
Easiest way is you go to our website, barrelandboard.com. There's a little button that says events. Click onto that, fill out the little thing, and it goes directly to our event manager.
I love that. And then
We can make anything happen.
so talk about your wines too, though, before we go, because I think it's so extensive and you carry a lot of women-owned wines.
So kind of the undertone here is that we're a women-forward business. So we really want to empower women and empower the products that are made by women. So everything on the menu is named after women's songs, female singers. And the wine and spirit list is labeled whether it's women, POC, or queer-owned or made. So like Duckhorn is owned by a couple, but their winemaker is a woman. So therefore it's got the W.
We love Duckhorn.
Yes, love Duckhorn. And then we have like Sexy Wine over here, which is actually a local wine, and it is women owned and POC owned. So
And
really,
how do you
really
find
important.
your wines?
I go to Napa a lot. I do a lot of traveling up and down California, and I work with a good friend of mine who's a sommelier. All my reps are always on the lookout for women-owned wines, so they usually come to me. But I do take advantage of it and go to Napa as much as I can.
Hey, someone's got to do it.
I know.
Do you think you'll have a lot of wine tastings here?
Yes, we've been doing monthly pairings with wine and with spirits.
Okay.
So yeah, we're doing that. And we also offer private wine tastings and private like whiskey classes. And it's great for like a bachelorette party or a birthday party. You want to sit with me and learn all about whiskey or all about, gins or whatever it might be. We can do that too.
We love it. Well, you guys, you got to check this place out. Thank you for having us. Let's cheers.
Absolutely.
And we will see you next time when we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego.
Cheers.
Yay! For more information on Barrel and Board, you can go to barrelandboardsd.com. When we come back, we're in studio with Irish Congress of Southern California. The Irish Congress of Southern California is a nonprofit organization set up to promote the San Diego St. Patrick's Day Parade and Festival and is a part of the San Diego Irish community. The parade and festival began in 1981 and it's been consistently produced until 2020 when the pandemic shut everything down. Well, guess what? It's back and we've got all the details just for you. I'm so happy to welcome my next guest, John Hyatt, board member of the Irish Congress of Southern California, and Courtney Haar, Miss Colleen 2020 from the Miss Colleen Pageant. Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Hi.
So excited to have you here today.
We are excited to be here. This is so exciting because we're just ready to get the parade back on the street, and this is great to be able to tell people about it. So thanks for inviting us. This is awesome.
Yes, so we're going to give you all the details about the parade, which is coming up on March 12th. But before we do, I want to dive into your story and how you got involved with the organization, because you've been a member since what, 1997?
Something like that, yeah. I used to live in Bankers Hill, and I used to wander up to Balboa Park on Sunday afternoons and just kind of hang out and have some fun. And then I got into the House of Ireland, and there was some music and some people dancing, and this one of the ladies there, she started talking to me, and next thing I know, I'm invited to the folk dancing, Irish folk dancing on Wednesday nights in Balboa Park, and from there it was just on and on and on. I got really involved, and it was really exciting.
So I want to talk about the organization itself, the Irish Congress, right? It's nonprofit.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the organization.
The Irish Congress of Southern California was formed to promote or produce the St. Patrick's Day Parade and Festival so that we could celebrate Irish heritage and education and culture. And it's been going ever since 1981, the rain and or shine. And the only way that it's been canceled was through this pandemic. It hasn't been canceled any other way. So.
Well, and I have to congratulate you on your 40th year, right? This year.
Yes. Well, it's our 40th parade.
40th parade.
Yes.
That's amazing. Congratulations. Okay, so it's presented by Guinness, sponsored by the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick, San Diego, the Government of Ireland, Aer Lingus, which is a airline, right? Nonstop from Dublin to LA.
Yes, they are just going to be re-implementing their nonstop flights from LAX to Dublin, I think later this month.
Okay, amazing. And everybody wants to travel, so that's good. Okay, so let's dive into the parade itself, right? Because the parade is going to be fabulous. I want to talk a little bit about the history because there's always a theme to the parade. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Our theme this year is Irish Building America. It was selected for the 2020 parade to celebrate the construction services and as well as everyone that has been a part of the building blocks of America that make us what we are today, our society and everything.
Well, you guys have so many amazing volunteers.
Yes, we do.
That volunteer, their time and everything. So the Miss Colleen and the Smiling Irishman have been part of the event since 1981, and we have Miss Colleen 2020 here today. So Courtney, how has it been?
Hi, Cindy. It's been great. Thank you so much for having us.
Well, we love it. And so give us a little background on what the Miss Colleen pageant is.
Yeah, so the Miss Colleen, it's an annual pageant hosted by the Irish Congress. So usually in the end of February is when we'll have the pageant, and it's for women of Irish descent. So you do have to have a little bit of Irish in you. You don't have to be full or even half. And so you get the opportunity to compete in the pageant, and there's an interview process, some on stage portion of it, and then a young lady is selected to be Miss Colleen.
I love that. Well, and so basically you're fifth generation Irish American.
I am, yes. I'm very proud of that. My grandpa is still alive. He's 90 years old. And it was his grandfather that came over and is an Irish American immigrant. And so I hear about him still to this day, and it's really special to me.
I love that. And so there's a lot of volunteering that's going along with it too, right?
Yes, yeah. So throughout the year, the Miss Colleen gets the chance to volunteer for different Irish events. Some are with the Irish Congress, some are with other Irish organizations in San Diego. Like we mentioned, the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick. So I've got the chance to volunteer for events, and sometimes they're fun events, and sometimes they are fundraising events. I really like those ones because you get a chance to raise some money and give it back to an Irish organization.
Okay, so, and then the Smiling Irishman contest, that's kind of cool too.
That's very cool. That's a fundraising event produced by the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick. Usually happens at the end of January. So our new Smiling Irishman is Adam Powell, and he will be marching in the parade along with a lot of other former Smiling Irishmen, and they usually accompany the Miss Colleen car as she goes down the lane. They're her official escorts, and it's a really cool organization. The Friendly Sons do so much for the community in San Diego, and they're a big supporter of the parade and festival, and we really appreciate that.
I love this. Okay, so let's talk about the parade.
Yes.
March 12th, you guys, it's coming up. So you have a festival, which is what, 9 to 6?
Yes.
But then you have the parade. So tell me a little bit about what people can expect.
Well, at the parade, it will set off at 10:30 a.m. from 5th and Laurel, and we'll go up to Upas Avenue and then across to 6th and back down to Laurel. And we have probably nearly 100 entries from Irish organizations and community organizations, marching bands, the firefighters and the police officers and the military are all involved, and the Friendly Sons will have a giant entry themselves, and we're just it's a fun parade. It really is.
Well, live entertainment, food booths, beer garden, kids zone, so you have something for the kids.
We have something for the kids, rides and fun games and all that stuff, all at the festival. It goes on all day long.
So the parade starts at 10:30.
And the festival opens at 9,
Okay.
And then it goes until 6 p.m. We have entertainment on 2 stages. We've got like you said, and that will be on Balboa Park, the west side, along 6th Avenue from about Laurel Street to Newman.
And this is a free event.
It is a free event.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Are you guys looking for sponsors still, or can people get involved with you guys for sponsorships and things like that?
People can always sponsor us. We would love to have that, and the support of the parade and volunteers especially. We are completely volunteer run and organized, and so we really appreciate everyone who devotes their time to help us put it on.
Well, and I want to ask you guys, what's your favorite part of the parade, would you say?
That's a good question. I always love, well, I've been in a couple parades, but this will be my first parade as Miss Colleen because I didn't get to ride in it in 2020 because it was canceled. So I'm really looking forward to getting to ride in the parade, get a cool car, and that should be fun. I'm also looking forward to the live entertainment, the bands. There's Irish dancing. We have a beautiful harpist. Some really cool Irish rock bands. So that's what I'm looking forward to as well.
Love it.
When I was the parade chair, when it was over was my favorite part of the parade because it's very, very busy. But now I get to go and enjoy it. And I love seeing all of the joy and the excitement that people have, from the little kids looking at the parade to the older generation coming out and supporting and just relishing in the community spirit of that we have in our Irish community here.
And how many people usually come to the parade?
Oh, I think we've estimated 60 to 75 or 80,000 attend throughout the day.
Oh, well, I think we need it more than ever.
We do, yes. This is the time, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we will have everything up, but people can go to stpatsparade.org
Yes.
for the information. They can also go to Instagram and follow these guys at St. Pat's Parade SD, so make sure that you do. And we will be having you as a sponsor, so you will be showing up on our shows from now on, up until the time of
Yay, thank you.
the parade. So we'll remind you guys to go. But before you guys leave, I thought this was so great. Can you teach us a couple of Gaelic sayings?
Sure. You want to do kids?
Sure. I don't know that one as much as I know sláinte.
Okay.
So sláinte is a very popular Irish saying. If you go to any Irish pub in San Diego, you might hear it. So it's a toast to your health, but also kind of means cheers. So it's pronounced sláinte.
Sláinte.
Sláinte, yes.
Okay.
You got it.
The other one is Céad Míle Fáilte, and it means 100,000 welcomes.
Okay, I don't know if I can say that. Céad Míle Fáilte. Say that again.
Céad Míle Fáilte.
Céad Míle Fáilte. I love that.
You got it. You're a natural.
Yes. Yeah.
You'll be seeing me saying this more on the Pulse. Well, thank you guys so much. And then I just wanted to read a little fun side note. So you actually usually have a representative of the Irish consul's office, right?
Yes.
That comes to visit the day of the event?
Yes.
Is that still going to happen?
We are hoping this year that the Irish Consul General from Los Angeles, Marcella Smith, will be visiting us. And we do have the honorary Irish Consul of San Diego, Pat O'Toole, who is our San Diego Man of the Year.
I love that. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you.
We can't wait for the parade. You guys
Yes.
get involved, get there, be a volunteer. We'll have everything on our website. So thank you guys for being our guests.
Thank you.
We really
This is
appreciate
great.
it.
Sláinte. Sláinte.
Yes,
Sláinte.
sláinte. To learn more about the parade, you can go to stpatsparade.org. For more of these stories, head on over to our website, thepulsesd.com. Make sure you're following us on social media for all the behind-the-scenes fun at the Pulse SD. That's going to do it for today's episode. We'll see you next time when we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego.